Coming up on 9 News at 10, controversy in Ascension Parish, all over a high school play.
Plus,
my car can't slow down.
A federal investigation is underway over claims of a runaway Toyota Prius. Your news starts now.
First in local HD News, Louisiana's News Channel brings you 9 News at 10.
Hi, I'm Donna Britt.
And I'm Andre Morrow. A high school play is catching the wrath of a radical church that likes to use the word hate.
Westboro Baptist Church out of Topeka, Kansas is targeting an Ascension Parish school. WAFB's Keitha Nelson has details on why Dutchtown is on their list of places to picket.
Donna, this one is causing quite a controversy. Dutchtown High's drama department is scheduled to perform the Laramie Project. It's a story about a homosexual man who was brutally murdered in 1998. Westboro has a lengthy list of places to protest in the coming weeks, including Dutchtown. We want to warn you, the subject matter may be offensive to some viewers.
Their signs are disturbing, and their message of hate against gays some call simply absurd. Members of Westboro Baptist Church, based in Topeka, Kansas, now have an Ascension Parish school on their radar.
It's unfortunate that they would have an interest in coming down here for something like that.
Johnny Balfons with the Ascension Parish school system says the drama students at Dutchtown have worked hard putting together the Laramie Project. They're focused on sharing the story of Matthew Shepard, who was bound, brutally beaten, and left to die in Laramie, Wyoming in 1998.
We'll protect their rights and make sure that they're not disrupted in any kind of way by this group or any other group.
On the church's lengthy upcoming picket schedule is Dutchtown High's Laramie Project. They call it, quote, a perverted, tacky show presented by the fags to help generate sympathy for their abominations.
It's just too much for the kids right now. They have enough going on.
Richard White says he personally doesn't agree with homosexuality, but this father argues protesting in front of a high school is inappropriate. A counter-protest called Real-Life Application of the Theater of Absurdity is gaining ground on Facebook. More than 700 people have been invited, and nearly 90 say they plan to be there in front of Dutchtown High with their signs in hand.
This is the United States of America, and people do have the right to protest and have different opinions. That's why this makes this country so great. But the venue's got to be the right venues.
Perhaps this place isn't the right one.
Lauren Stansbury, who is among the group holding a counter-protest, tells me it will be peaceful. The play is scheduled for next Wednesday and Thursday. Protesters say they will be in front of the school on Thursday. And Donna, I do want to mention that Westboro is the same group following Katrina that said New Orleans was a cesspool of homosexuality, and they held up signs saying that thank God for Katrina.
We'll see what happens on Thursday. I hope it's peaceful. Thank you.
A tragic find near the French Quarter. New Orleans police pulled the body of a missing Texas oil man from the Mississippi River. Surveillance video from the steamboat Natchez shows Douglas Shantz climbing over a fence and falling into the water. Search and rescue teams found his body not far from where he fell in.
We had a chance to quickly view the last amount of video that showed him on the pier here, and I'll be honest with you, it's difficult to know what he was thinking at the time. Who knows? But it does, according to the police, appear to be accidental.
Detectives cobbled together surveillance videos from businesses between the Bourbon Street bar Razoo's, where he was last seen, and the riverfront. A second New Orleans cop is now charged with helping to cover up a deadly police shooting after Hurricane Katrina. Police are accused of fabricating witness statements, falsifying reports, and planting a gun to make it look like the shootings were justified. 2 people were killed on the Danziger Bridge, 4 others wounded. A former lieutenant has already pleaded guilty to obstruction of justice.
The group, better known as the Movers, is packing up and moving on. They're officially out of business tonight. After a series of 9 News investigations concerning unfair business practices, the Louisiana Attorney General's office ordered the company to repay customers who were overcharged and return their furniture.
You're quoted one price, and when you get there, you're told that you have to pay additional charges or fees in order to get your belongings back. And if you don't agree to these threats of additional fees, your belongings disappear, and you may never get them back again.
The Movers went by several different names. These are posted on WAFB.com. If you think you may have been swindled, call the Consumer Protection Hotline at 800-351-4889.
The race for U.S. Senate is heating up after an ethics complaint against Republican Senator David Vitter. At issue is this campaign letter sent and paid for by Vitter's campaign. It uses the Senate letterhead featuring the Golden Eagle. Vitter's challenger, Democrat Charlie Melancon, claims Vitter violated federal law and Senate ethics rules by using the letterhead. Vitter's chief of staff sent this statement to 9 News saying, quote, Charlie Melancon's arrogant allies who run this Congress don't own the rights to the Eagle any more than the NFL owns the rights to Who Dat.
New at 10 in developing news. Federal transportation officials are headed to San Diego tonight to investigate claims of a runaway Toyota Prius. The man behind the wheel says his life passed before his eyes as his car careened down a highway at speeds of 90 miles an hour. Terrell Brown has the latest.
Toyota's newest headache arrived at the El Cajon dealership on the back of a tow truck. Its owner came, too, to talk about his close call on a San Diego freeway.
It was accelerating out of control.
James Sykes' Prius flew 94 miles an hour after his accelerator got stuck. Finally, a police officer pulled alongside and instructed him to apply both the brake pedal and the emergency brake. When the car finally slowed down, Sykes cut the engine and coasted to a stop.
I don't think there's any brakes left. I actually could hear metal.
On the 911 tape, you can hear the fear rising in Sykes' voice as his car sped out of control.
My car, I can't slow it down.
You can't slow it down?
Oh.
Is your accelerator stuck?
Yeah, I tried to pull it. Yeah. I tried to pull it back.
Toyota is sending 3 technicians to investigate. Meanwhile, the driver, James Sykes, says he's having trouble getting any personal attention. The dealership gave him Toyota's 800 number.
We tried to call them, and their lines are too busy to accept phone calls.
Sykes says he received a recall notice for floor mat problems and took his Prius in about 2 weeks ago. He says the dealership insisted his car wasn't part of the recall, and he didn't question it. Now he says he'll never drive a Prius again. And California police say there's no doubt there was fear in his voice when he called 911. Terrell Brown, CBS News, San Diego.
Toyota had no comment on this matter specifically, which is still under investigation.
A mysterious boom heard across parts of Louisiana yesterday remains just that tonight, a mystery. Phone calls and emails from 8 parishes all reported the same thing, a massive boom, similar to a sonic boom. But what caused the loud noise still has experts baffled.
I really don't know what it was from 4:45 to 5:15, so it's just background noise.
An earthquake has been ruled out since there was no seismic activity.
An update tonight on the Louisiana man who won a bid on the Saints flag that flew outside the Indiana governor's office.
The flag was bought by an Alexandria businessman, Brian Bossier. The flag was part of a bet with Indiana Governor Mitch Daniels and Governor Bobby Jindal. Bossier won an online auction bidding more than $6,800 for the flag.
It was eBay, it was outbidding somebody, it was sniping, and it had Jindal. It had us being the winners of the Saints. It had this inner city thing, charity going on. So it really hit me from a lot of interest.
The money raised for the auction is being donated to an inner city youth sports program.
Meanwhile, the Saints fever won't be dying down anytime soon. Saints wide receiver Devery Henderson will be honored by his hometown of Opelousas. There will be a short parade starting at 2 p.m. Saturday at Holy Ghost Catholic School. Henderson will also stick around for autographs.
Love to get some of those.